You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, ABC General Hospital fans. This is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got your General Hospital comings and goings for the week of June 5th through 9th and beyond. And we have got a couple of people coming back that you haven't seen in a while. We've got a villain taking his final bow. We have someone returning to town who wasn't seen since around Valentine's Day 2023. We've got another bad guy back, and then somebody else that's a legacy character saying goodbye, and that has people worried about the fate of his romantic partner on the ABC soap opera. We're going to dig into all that in just a second, but if you haven't already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our General Hospital spoilers, casting updates like this one, and all our other videos for you General Hospital fans. All right, so here is somebody we haven't seen in a while. Her name is Susan Diol, D-I-O-L, Diol, I think that's how you say it. She is going to turn up as Nurse Clare, who is part of the team caring for Willow Tait after her stem cell transplant that she got from her great aunt Liesl Obrecht. We also have some casting news about Liesl, and we'll share that towards the end of this video. But for right now, when you see Nurse Clare, if she looks familiar to you, that's because this is not her first time on General Hospital, although we haven't seen her as this character. Back in 2001 and then again in 2002, so literally 2 decades ago, she turned up to play recast Alexis Davis very briefly when Nancy Lee Grahn had to step away from General Hospital for personal reasons. So if she looks familiar, she probably won't, because after 20 years, I mean, we all look different, right? And we are going to see hunky Yuri back on General Hospital this week. So you may remember that when Valentine was CEO of ELQ, he made Yuri the head of security there, and he was around a lot when BLQ was pregnant. I'm trying to remember all of this. It's been a while since that was his primary plot, and then he turned back up when he was dating Terry, and now he's going to be giving bodyguard services. The big question is to whom? Is he going to be bodyguarding Ned to keep him safe from Sonny Corinthos? If he is still working at ELQ, maybe, or he might be watching out for Anna Devane on behalf of Valentine, or maybe he's going to be going to Russia, to Chechnya with Valentine and Laura Spencer. We'll have to see, but Cyrus Hobbi is always nice to look at. Also, if you were wondering, yes, we have seen the last of Victor Cassadine. While Charles Shaughnessy wrapped his run a while back, some of the last scenes he shot were doing Victor's video will. And of course, this is him getting the last word on people, although a lot of his bequests just seemed strange and like they ran out of ideas in the writer's room. And before you get too excited about the bequest that he did leave, that doesn't mean they're all going to be explained or explored. Do you know that almost everything that came out of Helena Cassadine's will reading has since fallen by the wayside? It was completely abandoned as any kind of storyline on General Hospital. So I anticipate that a lot of what Victor left behind is going to be like that. Of course, Spencer saw that there was faked evidence against Esme to prove crimes that she did commit, but she was very clever and covered her trail, but Victor recreated it. So the question is it bad to use manufactured evidence when you know for certain that the perpetrator did the deeds? At any rate, Trina wants Spencer to throw it out. He's going to hang on to it. And this should be the last scenes that we have of Charles Shaughnessy as Victor Cassadine, unless for some reason down the road they decide to do another Cassadine resurrection. We're also going to see Gavin Houston back as Zeke Robinson, who shows up at General Hospital next week to see his doctor sister, Portia Robinson. He comes to town just to surprise her and surprise Trina, and he will be staying at the Metro Court, which is probably good because they've got a pretty full house since Marshall Ashford is there. Curtis is in a guest room. Trina is home sometimes, but mostly she's been staying with Joss. So Zeke is staying at the Metro Court, and he will be out drinking by the pool and flirting with someone who's a stranger to him, and he buys her a drink. And I presume this has got to be Jordan Ashford, because that's pretty interesting. And she just told Curtis that she was officially done. And of course, if Zeke hits the sheets with Jordan, that would be super awkward with Portia and Curtis. That would be a whole lot of fun. Plus, we're going to see more scenes of Nathanyael Gray as Mason Gatlin. Of course, he is the bald-headed cousin of Austin Gatlin-Holt, who keeps showing up to hold Austin's feet to the fire. And now he's got Ava on the hook as well, because he stole Nicholas Cassadine, who was hanging on to life by a thread. And now Mason and his mystery boss have this and are able to hold it over their heads. Meanwhile, we have an update that is about Liesl and Scotty. Now, you remember Liesl and Scotty were in a happy place. They, were making long-term plans. And then she blames him for her daughter's death, which isn't really fair, but they broke up. And Scotty Baldwin actor Ken Schreiner tweeted, I think around a week ago, that they had written him off the show, that he was done. And of course, that's upsetting because a lot of people love Scotty Baldwin. He's a lot of fun. But also, Ken Schreiner sends out these tweets every few years whenever his recurring character doesn't have a front burner plot. So that doesn't mean we're not going to see him again. We probably will. It's just him being dramatic. I mean, hey, he is an actor. But if you were worried that we were going to be losing Liesl Obrecht just because Ken Schreiner has been written out for now, the good news is absolutely not. 3 days ago, Kathleen Gotti confirmed when a fan was peppering her with questions about whether she would be back on General Hospital, and she said yes. She is commuting. She lives in Arizona. She's commuting from Arizona to California as she is needed on the ABC soap opera. So that is all the General Hospital comings and goings we have for you. Stay tuned right here at Soap Dirt on YouTube. If you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button, and now I'll give you a quick summary of comings and goings that we just talked about. Look for Susan Diol as Nurse Clare, who's helping take care of Willow this week. Look for Yuri Tamashevich, I hope I'm saying that right, who will be bodyguarding someone somewhere in Port Charles. Say goodbye to Charles Shaughnessy. Victor Cassadine is officially wrapped after this will reading. Say hello to Zeke Robinson, who shows up to surprise his sister Portia. Say hello to Mason, who is sticking around to make trouble. And say goodbye to Scotty for now.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.